Yeah. What up, y'all? Speaking to Weaver from the Drop a Gem Show, the most infamous hip hop and boxing podcast on the planet. Yo, real quick, before this video drops, I just want to let y'all know we need y'all to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell icon. Subscribe because you want to know what's going on with the channel and be part of the Drop a Gem family. The bell icon notifies you immediately when we have a video dropping, and we drop several a week. And also hit the like button because it increases the visibility of the show. So we thank y'all for your support. Again, hit the subscribe, like, bell icon, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.
Let's bring our guest in, man. Let's stop the
Please.
fucking bullshit. You heard? All right, yo, check this out, man. Let me bring him in right. Listen, tonight's guest is motherfucking iconic, legendary. This dude is hip-hop royalty. Everybody knows that shit. Before there were groups like Wu-Tang and Boot Camp, shout out to them brothers. I love them dudes. But there was the first supergroup was the Hit Squad. Everybody knows that if you a real hip-hop head. And at the top of that group was the legendary duo EPMD. And tonight's guest is one half of that group. He's one of my favorites of all time, and I ain't just saying that shit because he's on the show. I've been fucking with him for years. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the mic doc, the slow flow mechanic, a.k.a. Parrish Smith. What's up, family?
Yo, everything is good. Thanks for the crazy, ill, dope intro.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yo, I want to say real quick before we get into it, man. Like, we get a lot of dudes on the show, and we love and respect all of them. But every so often, we get those legendary dudes. I told Paz K one time, I said, "You like a superhero," and he thought that shit was hysterical. You, my brother, you are like fucking superhero status. So we just want to salute you, man.
Word.
Real talk. Thank you.
Yo, that's major, and I take my job very, very serious, considering the state of hip hop. You know.
Facts,
absolutely.
Set it off.
And it's real. That's what's beautiful about returning and like really, dropping an album. And once you drop this album, it connects you to the first album, Strictly Business, and a step back and connects you to It's My Thing and your customer.
It's facts. Yo, P, so what we do, man, we kind of just do the retrospective thing here. Let's, for anyone who's been living under a rock the last 25 years, just, give us a little bit of background. We know you came up in Brentwood, Strong Island. I read that your pops is from Brooklyn, right, Marcy? Talk a little bit about, like, growing up and your influences and shit.
Well, growing up, I grew up in a household, 6 brothers and sisters. Okay, pops was from Marcy, 601. Mom's was from Lewis Avenue. And then they moved to Long Island. But my older brother and 3 sisters, they actually grew up in Brooklyn. And then the other 4, we grew up in Long Island. And basically music was always in the house. But my older brother, James, he used to run with Zulu. Okay?
Smitty D? Nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They couldn't understand Joe because he was in Long Island. They didn't understand Brooklyn Connect. But to be honest with you, me being in the game 30 years and doing it, now looking back at what my brother was doing when I was 13, he was a promoter, he was an artist, and he was a production company with his production company signed to a major, Tommy Boy Records. And he did a rap squad. I had no clue, but I was there watching him, and it was tough. So then once it came around, I was a DJ. What was it? Just Ice Latoya was the hot record at the time. Well, that's why I wrote that record. That was one of the stops.
Nice.
And it's a real story because, then, I really did build a 68 Camaro, for real. Take an engine out of
I heard you say that. That's incredible.
That's why I don't even mess with it. It was like, Dad, son, you really wanted to get there. So it wasn't like I went to BOCES or mechanic school. I just used to watch my guys drip face, blow engines, go to the junkyard, get a new one, and be back on the track the next day. So my whole point is that, I come from a big family, and my family was kind of like the whole Pink Panther. When Inspector Clouseau used to come in the house and his man used to jump out the closet and shit. You always had to be on point, on your guard. There was no slacking. If you came in the house and you was down, you was considered food. That's what the energy of, you know, the music, and then they take it from my brother Smitty B in the Rock Squad to EPMD in the Hit Squad.
I got you. Go ahead.
So you started off, you know, DJing. When did you decide, you know, to make the transition from DJing to actually emceeing and wanting to be in the forefront instead of the background, so to speak?
Yo, that's a great question. It's just the way it was moving from like 1983, I think. Well, long story short, when I was 14, for Christmas, Pops told me to come downstairs, even though my man spoiled the surprise. He basically bought me a whole DJ set with 15-inch woofers, 10-inch woofers, echo machine, but belt drive. They didn't have the 1200 yet.
Right.
With the mixer. And my man the day before was like, yo, he actually showed me the speakers at my neighbor's, but I still didn't put the whole thing together. So my pops walked past me Christmas Eve and was like, you know, Catch the Beat, because Catch the Beat was hot at the time.
Right.
So I was like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? The next morning, went downstairs, whole DJ set. And that's where the spinning at the high schools and at the at the, you know, basketball games and all the junior high functions. But then hip-hop started moving up. It started going from 1 hour from the world attack, you know, from Red Alert. And keep in mind, like, I didn't even know, because the Zulu Nation used to come out to Long Island because my brother used to bring him out in 79, like when he graduated. So he would give a real block party. And me and my father would rent a U-Haul, go to the Bronx River, pick up the whole Zulu. Illegally ride in the back. Now, let me stop, though. But bring all the equipment to Long Island, set up the block. So, you know, my whole point is, you know, Red Alert would be there, Hutch, Mickey Benson, who I still work with the Art of Rap. Like, all of these guys, Biggs, who I still see right now. So now, because hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? So my whole point is that two of my sisters went with Red Alert for a minute, and the other one went with Rodney C. My story's wild, man.
Wow.
So here comes Rodney C while I'm 13. He come knocking on the door. Okay. Hip-hop's at the door, because you got the leaves on and you got the tag on the side, right? And in his hands, what do he have? He has the instrumentals to Wild Style.
Are you serious? Holy shit.
And gave them to me.
Wow.
So I'm downstairs at like 14 years old. Don't cutting it up, man. And my oldest sister still have her copies.
That's crazy.
So this is how it went. It went from DJing, and then as hip-hop, 7.5, and then 98.7, and then Run DMC came, and then everybody was in the mirror. One dude was Run, the other was DMC, and that's how it worked. And then Eric moved into the neighborhood. So he was the new guy. But when he moved in, he had skills, and that's crazy. It's real shit. So because he was new, what had you gravitate towards him was he was very reserved, but he knew how to pop. And then he was very reserved, but when he spit around, he said a crazy ill story about all the events that you just saw on the news the night before. So that's when the mic started getting picked up, because my brother dropped a song called The Facts of Life. And he went to a studio, Charlie Murata. So I was like, yo, bro, can I get the number? I called up Charlie Murata, who I'm still in the studio now, where I did Business Mentality. We went in there, and when the rapping part started.
Wow.
And
so you meet Eric. Not to cut you off, you meet Eric, right? But I've seen a bunch of interviews, man, throughout the years. You also played football back in the day, right? That was like your passion at first, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Still is. But you
still is your passion.
What?
So,
as big as
what made you decide to... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you say? I'm listening.
No, I was just getting ready to say, what made you... Because I heard the whole story when you said you had to tell your pops that, you know, you wouldn't be able to fuck a football no more. You was going to pursue this rap thing. And it was kind of, you know, I guess kind of like an awkward conversation to have. But what made you want to pursue hip-hop and leave football, you know, behind, so to speak?
Yo, because it was just something in me.
Right.
And it was like I was just watching it the whole time. Kind of like now. So I went from being a fan, watching it at 13, 14, you know, waiting up 2 o'clock in the morning for my Facts of Life to come on the radio, my brother's song, you know, and then also knowing the struggle of the world. So I seen how hard my mother and father was working, my brothers and sisters, and I mean for real. And I just knew that wasn't me.
Wow.
Okay, so I was just paying attention and, you know, connecting the dots, and then pow. And it's kind of ill story because it happened, and that's the way it actually went. It went from me watching hip-hop, wanting to be a part of hip-hop because it always, you know, I do a lot of motivational speeches, and I talk to kids from kindergarten to college, okay? But the first graders to fifth graders always ask me the same question: how did you get your job? And I tell them I didn't get my job chose me. I just wanted to be part of hip-hop. But then once I seen hip-hop go and pop, then I kind of so it was like, nah, man, this is not cool. So the crossover. And just really wanted to represent it and stay true to it for what it really meant when you seen a B-boy really pop back in the day at Roseland, you know, when you wasn't a part of it. So it went from me just dropping this my thing, you a customer, strictly business, like, yo, this is dope. But okay, what else? I got room. Okay, K-Solo, yo, tell the world my name. Knick-knack, paddywhack, you know, spelled down. Okay, well, the game, look what the game gave me. It gave me strictly business. It put me on the Runs House tour. Now I'm on the Runs House tour. Okay, now I'm going from home, going to the South Shore Mall, and looking at the cardboard Jam Master Jay, Run DMC, and Adidas, and now I'm on the bus looking at the Adidas with no strings in it, and we're riding for free because we were rookies, you know, opening act.
Right. Talk a little bit about that, the runs, because I know you have a lot of great stories about that.
Right. Yeah, we was learning. You know, sometimes you walk into the picture